Most people believe that the first 60 seconds of your day are for waking up. But the truth is, those 60 seconds are actually for deciding how fast you're going to age. We've been told that a slow, groggy start is just a natural part of being over 50 or 60. They tell you that the stiffness in your lower back and that heavy feeling in your limbs are just the price of a life well lived. But let's be honest here, that is a complete misunderstanding of how your biology actually works. Your body doesn't wake up old. It wakes up dehydrated, compressed, and chemically stagnant. There is a specific morning switch located right at the base of your skull, and if you don't flip it the moment your feet hit the floor, you're essentially trying to drive your car with a boot on the wheel. By the end of this talk, you're going to know exactly how to flip that switch and unlock a level of vibrancy you haven't felt since your 80s were a distant thought. You might have noticed that some people your age seem to glide through the grocery store while others look like they're wading through wet cement. It isn't luck and it isn't a secret pill. It comes down to what I call the pump and pipe logic. Think about your body as a high-end plumbing system. Overnight, your pipes, your veins, and your lymphatic channels become restricted. Your blood thickens slightly, and your cellular communication slows down to a crawl. If you start your day by pouring a cup of acidic, piping hot coffee into those cold pipes, you're causing a massive internal shock. You're trying to force high-pressure steam through a frozen garden hose. We need to thaw the pipes and prime the pump before we ask the engine to roar. Before we get deep into the protocol, I want to give you a micro win you can use tomorrow morning. Most people reach for their phone or the TV remote the second they wake up. I want you to do the opposite. I want you to reach for a simple kitchen staple, apple cider vinegar, but don't drink it straight. Take 1 teaspoon in a tall glass of lukewarm water the moment you stand up. This isn't about weight loss or any of that marketing fluff. It's about electrical conductivity. That splash of acidity combined with water tells your gallbladder to wake up and your blood to thin out. It's like a 30-second internal spark that clears the morning sludge out of your pipes before you even reach for the toaster. Just try it once and you'll notice the brain fog starts to lift before the kettle even whistles. Now, while that vinegar trick is a great spark, we need to address the actual structure of the engine. Take Mary, for example. Mary is 64 and used to tell me that she felt like a folding chair that had been left out in the rain. She was stiff, creaky, and her internal spark was more like a dying ember. She thought she needed a new mattress or a new prescription. I told her, Mary, your frame is just out of alignment because you're fighting gravity the wrong way. This brings us to the first pillar of our vitality protocol, the vertical reset. When you sleep, your spine settles and expands, but the muscles around it go to sleep. If you jump out of bed and immediately start bending over to pick up the newspaper or feed the dog, you're putting immense pressure on those cold nerves. Instead, I want you to perform the wall lean. Before you leave your bedroom, stand with your back flat against the wall, heels tucked in, and simply reach your arms toward the ceiling for 20 seconds. This uses the wall as a template of truth. It forces your vertebrae back into their natural vibrancy position. Mary started doing this, and within a week, that morning limp she'd had for a decade simply vanished. She wasn't fixing a bone problem. She was fixing a pump and pipe delivery problem. But alignment is only half the battle. We have to talk about what we're putting into the engine during those first crucial hours. This brings us to a common mistake that is secretly draining your battery. We've been conditioned to think that a big bowl of oatmeal or a piece of whole wheat toast is the heart-healthy way to start the day. But for the 50+ body, Starting the day with heavy carbohydrates is like putting low-grade, muddy fuel into a vintage engine. It causes a sugar spike, followed by a cellular crash right around 11 a.m. Instead of the toast, I want you to focus on structural fats. Think of these as the high-grade synthetic oil for your brain. My favorite is a simple half of an avocado or a handful of walnuts. These fats don't spike your insulin. Instead, they coat your nerves and support cellular communication. When Mary swapped her morning bagel for a healthy fat, she noticed her memory felt sharper and her mood felt leveled out. She stopped having that mid-morning dip where she felt like she needed a nap before lunch. Now, we've cleared the pipes with the vinegar, aligned the frame with the walline, and fueled the engine with structural fats. But there is a habit trap that most people fall into that actually chokes the oxygen right out of their blood flow. Most of us spend our first hour of the day looking down at our shoes, looking down at the counter, or looking down at our tablets. This head-down posture kinks the oxygen pipe in your neck. It's like stepping on the hose while you're trying to water the garden. To fix this, we use the horizon look. Every morning after your walline, you must spend 2 minutes looking at the furthest point you can see, whether it's out a window or standing on your porch. This physical act of long distance focusing signals the brain to release a specific set of neurochemicals that tell the body it's time to move and explore, not hide and decay. It's a biological switch for alertness that no amount of caffeine can replicate. Once your eyes are on the horizon and your breath is deep, you're ready for the synergy secret that makes all of this stick. Most people think they need a grueling hour at the gym to stay healthy. But for us, that often leads to more inflammation and pipe damage. What you need is the 3-minute microcirculation. This is an exercise. It's pumping. While you're waiting for your tea to steep, I want you to simply rise up on your toes and back down 50 times. Your calves are often called your second heart. By pumping them, you're forcing the blood from the bottom of your pipes all the way back up to your brain. It's this simple mechanical movement that prevents the heavy leg feeling that plagues so many of us as the day goes on. Arthur, another friend of mine, started doing these calf pumps every morning, and he noticed that his afternoon ankle swelling completely disappeared. He wasn't taking a diuretic. He was just using his body's natural pump and pipe mechanics to move the fluid along. We've covered the morning flush, the structural alignment, and the calf pump. If you're starting to see how these small neighborly shifts can add up to a massive change in your daily vibrancy, do me a quick favor. Since we've just finished our third major step, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It tells the hidden algorithms that this kind of common sense health is what people actually want to see. Now that the blood is moving and the frame is straight, we have to look at the hidden poison sitting in your pantry that might be sabotaging your internal spark before you even get out the door. I'm talking about those heart-healthy vegetable oils, soybean, corn, and canola oil. We were told for decades these were better for us than butter. But let's be honest here, these oils are processed with high heat and chemicals that turn them rancid before they even hit the shelf. When you cook your morning eggs in these, you're essentially pouring biological rust into your pipes. This rust creates inflammation that gums up your cellular communication. Throw them out. Switch to real butter, ghee, or avocado oil. This one's smart substitution acts like a deep clean for your engine, allowing your blood flow to remain slippery and efficient rather than thick and sluggish. Once you've cleared the rust from your diet, we have to address the synergy secret of temperature. You might have noticed that on cold mornings, your joints feel like they're made of stone. That's because your internal spark is struggling to heat up the oil in your joints. To counter this, I want you to try the warm-cold contrast. When you take your morning shower, finish with just 30 seconds of cool water. Not freezing, just cool. This causes your pipes to rapidly squeeze and then release. It's like a workout for your veins. It flushes out the nighttime toxins and leaves your skin glowing with a sense of vibrancy that lasts until dinner. Miri was hesitant about this one. She loved her steaming hot showers. But I told her, Miri, a hot engine that never cools down eventually warps. She tried the 30-second cool rinse, and she told me it felt like someone had plugged her into a wall outlet. That heavy feeling was gone. She felt electric. Now, let's weave all of this into a seamless sunrise to sunset routine so you don't even have to think about it. Your body loves a rhythm. It's like a vintage clock that keeps better time when it's wound at the same hour every day. At sunrise, you hit the morning switch. You drink your apple cider vinegar water to prime the pipes. You stand against the wall for your vertical reset to align the frame. You look at the horizon to wake up the brain. As you move into the kitchen, you perform your calf pumps while your structural fats, your avocado or walnuts, are being prepared. You skip the biological rust oils and use real fats that feed your internal spark. During the midday, you keep the pipes open by taking a movement snack every 90 minutes. Just 2 minutes of walking or stretching. Think of it as preventing the sediment from settling in your pipes. As you move towards sunset, you begin the dimming. You turn off the overhead blue lights and let your body know the repair shift is coming. You've spent the day maintaining the pump and pipe system, so when you finally lay down, your body doesn't have to spend all night fighting inflammation. It can spend the night rebuilding your vibrancy. I know some folks say, I've lived this way for 60 years, the damage is done. But listen to me. Your body is a living organism, not a piece of granite. It is constantly replacing itself. Every cell in your pipes is replaced every few months. Your skin is new every few weeks. You are not too old to restart the engine. You are simply waiting for the right mechanic to show you the manual. By adopting these morning habits, you aren't just getting through the day. You are reclaiming your independence. You're building a body that listens when you want to garden, when you want to walk the beach, or when you want to carry your own groceries without a second thought. There is a profound dignity in a body that moves with ease. It gives you the confidence to say yes to life again, rather than checking your pain levels before you make a plan. You have the key to the garage now. You know how to clear the pipes, align the frame, and spark the battery. Don't let this be just another video you watched. Tomorrow morning, when the sun peeks through the blinds, remember Mary and Arthur. Remember that your classic car is still the finest machine on the road. It just needs a little neighborly care. If you want to see the specific movements that keep your joints greased and your internal spark bright all day long, you need to see what we've prepared for you next. Click right here to join us on Longevity Lane with Dr. Mandell. We're going to show you how to keep that momentum building so you can wake up every day feeling like the best version of yourself. I'll see you there.